think I'm gonna jam the turn. That timing, it felt like he's gonna have like 9s or something, or Jack Queen suited, or maybe 10 Jack suited, Queen 10 suited, something like that. I'm putting him on. And not so much on aces or kings. I think aces or kings play their hand a little bit faster. He actually folded. Very funky hand. I have no clue. Do you want to know what is inside the Mechanics of Poker program? Go over to the site where you can watch a free 1-hour demo. Hello boys and girls. We are here straight from the start, which means that I'm now talking and nobody is listening. Normally we have a little intro, but I was busy playing. While we open here with the pocket fives. First Mr. Jaredman. Jaredman, as you can see, no longer 500L zoom. I'm moving up together with the Jaredman. Not hunting, not hunting. Okay. Turn spot is close with exactly 5s. Debating a small bet or a big bet. I'm actually gonna go for a small bet again with 5s. So turn where I'm gonna be doing some splitting. Big bet, small bet. I don't mind putting 5s in my small bet. And the river is actually a spot where I'm probably gonna do quite some small betting again. Gonna go for an overbet. This exact hand. Let's see what the Jared thinks of that. Uh-oh, and then he raises all in. Which is a legit option that could be happening here. But instead he calls him Max. And he had King Jack. Which is a fine call, as he's blocking a straight, he's blocking 2 pairs. It seems like on this table the recreation has lost some money with Jack 9 offsuit. Okay, this guy came here to crash the party. So, oh, but then he does cash out for. I didn't get this one. This is not in line. With what I expected him to do. It's really weird. We'll open pocket 4s. Pocket 4s, pocket 6s. And that's quite a decent flop, I would say, for pocket 6s. I'm gonna start off with a c-bet. Not gonna bet this board at a super high frequency. Could also check this hand. Which actually I'm gonna do now. With a diamond in my hand. And here actually I'm gonna make a very small bet, I think. Yeah, like a very small bet. And here I'm gonna call as well. It's a lot of action. The recreational bets again on the river. On table 2. But I think we kind of have to call. Trying to think if King Jack or King 10 is better. It kind of depends. Yeah. Don't think we're gonna fold a top pair. Our favorite hand. A little 3-bet with our favorite hand. Not folding to a 4-bet unless he jams. Ooh, it's a little bit of a bigger sizing. Is it? 22. Well, it's on the little bit bigger size. People can really exploit me when I have 5-4 suited, as I'm just never folding. And this is literally one of the worst flops, as we have 5 high without any potential. Not completely true. There is a backdoor sort of straight draw that we could see if we're very optimistic. But I'm just gonna fold. I'm an optimistic guy, guys, but not that optimistic. If I had hearts, I would definitely continue. Feel like a little backdoor flush draw to go with it. We face a little raise from this guy here from the Ukraine. Blah 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 blah. Poof, poof. I'm going to continue by calling. Interesting turn. And this turn is way better for me than it is for him. Assuming that he's not raising too much flush draws or it's like 10 jack because they're fine calls. Gonna check. Don't think I can continue versus a barrel without a diamond. It's close. Actually, I think I will continue versus barrel. As he can still have maybe like a hand like 6-7 with a diamond, 10-7 with a diamond, Jack-7 with a diamond, or something funky like in those regions. The river, I think we have a check. Really? Yes, really. He bets, actually, it's quite interesting. He bets half pot. I think I'm going to raise. I like having a 9 because it's less like a value hand that he could have is king 9 with the king of diamonds. I think that's a valid flop raise for him. So we're blocking that, which I think is good. And I think he could maybe raise the flop with like 4s with a diamond or something and value bet that now on the river. That's why I don't like hero calling. So yeah, I like the way I played that hand. And bet us on 10-20 with the big boys. And this guy here wants to tangle. Well, I have ace king suited, my friend, so it's a very bad choice. Actually, sometimes I'm gonna call this, and that sometimes is now. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for calling. King 10 of. Here we face a big bet. Quite interesting. Considering a raise, that is even a thing. I'm gonna just raise. I have no clue if this is a thing, guys, but I'm just gonna do it. This is very random. In my head, it sort of makes sense, so let's see. He called, okay. It's quite interesting. Wasn't actually expecting a call. I think I'm gonna jam the turn. That timing, it felt like he's gonna have like 9s or something, or Jack Queen suited, or maybe 10 Jack suited, Queen 10 suited, something like that. I'm putting him on. And not so much on aces or kings. I think aces or kings play their hand a little bit faster. He actually folded. Very funky hand. I have no clue what to make of this, to be honest. But hey, the hand got played. While we got some action on the 10-20 streets, guys. 10-fucking-20. That's 4 times the money as in 500 Zoom. Can we already call this big boy stakes? I call it big boy stakes. I think from 10-20, for me it's considered high stakes. So 10-20 plus, I would say, is high stakes. 10 Jack here, betting turn. And I think we have good suits to barrel. The Jack is quite interesting. Jack is quite interesting. King 10 does not make a straight. I block ace jack. We do have... I don't think we have showdown value. So I'm just gonna ship it in. We block ace 10, which I think is a good call for him. He can have ace 4, ace 5, which I think are good hands to be folding for him on the river. Don't think he 3-bets a lot of ace 6, ace 7, which would be good bluff catchers, but I don't think he has them. So then ace 8, ace 9 could be okay bluff catchers. But yeah, mainly I think he's gonna call with ace jack, ace 10. Ha! And I have ace jack at ace 10. Okay, he actually called me down with king queen. Okay, shout out to that guy. Shout out to Mr. Argentinian. And here we actually also turned quite nicely. We called ace 6 suited in the small blind. Check called the flop. We turn the nuts. Or did I now jinx it? Jaredman decides to barrel. I'm gonna fold with the ace 10. Ace jack is a better hand, and I have a lot of pairs, etc, etc. As I'm already overfolding flop quite hard. Is it barrel? I don't think I'm gonna check raise here. I'm just gonna continue check calling. I have to check call still quite wide here on the turn. Think of hands like king queen, for example. Eight, 9 off, obviously he has an advantage in that. But then again, if he has ace 9, 8, 9, he also has 10, 9 or 10, 8. So I'm just gonna... What am I going to do? How often am I beat? I don't think he bets a 6 himself on the flop for that sizing. So then it's 7s, 1, 2, 3. Also there. 8, 9. A little bit conservative, 8, 9. I'm just gonna call, but it's a little bit weak. And jam sets. Can I go? No, I have to jam this, huh? In the history of the stream, we've definitely been a little bit tight in some spots. So now, in terms of value raising, value betting, I'm trying to calibrate a little bit better, but it's quite dicey. Here also, it's very hard for me to show up with bluffs. Get 3-bet. He's cold. Could also sometimes 4-bet, kind of depends. And I expect to get some big bets, and I think I'm gonna raise this flop actually regardless of the sizing. Half pot, 1/3. Okay, he actually checks. Well, then I'm gonna bet myself. And if he has a better hand, then we are going broke on the flop. And I will get to the check in a second, the chat in a second, but it's been quite busy. Yeah, he does go for the check raise. Well, now it's basically just good luck. Not very happy about this situation, to be straight. I think sometimes he could have 10s himself, sometimes he could have ace 9. Sometimes he could just have a bluff. But yeah, I'm not very happy about this, but I don't think there's anything else we can do than just jam. And he has kings. And we don't suck out, which is unfortunate. This game has just gotten four-handed. Well, we have pocket kings. Oh, this is a good scenario, guys. This is what they call a good scenario. don't think we're gonna do anything else than having a jam range. So just gonna do that and hope they don't. Hope lawyer play at least folds. Okay, and actually I'm gonna sit out anyway. That's what they call a hit and run, guys. Hit and run. Yes, jacks. Okay, you guys were in good shape. That's not a good fucking flop, my friend. We're running it twice? Okay, at least we're running it twice. One bit too easy joins the table, guys. My advice. Get out of there. This was actually the first hand of the stream, which I said to you guys that... Oh? Okay. Which I told you guys. Got 3-bet by the recreational. We see bet at the flop. Check, check, turn. And I jammed the river. And he had 8-3 suited. Okay. I tried to start my stream on the flop, but that didn't really work out. Other than that, we had the call down with the king 9. Which... Actually, he went for 1/3. 1/3. Yeah. I was considering on the river what's better to call with king 10, king jack, and then I was like, actually, I'm just gonna call down any king. So maybe I thought about it for a little while. Maybe he now felt a little bit slow rolled. In terms of pot lost, we had plenty. Yeah, we had this one. Actually, this one was earlier, I think, before the stream. There's a Limbri race, a 4-bet. We get this flop, and I didn't really know what to do. If I don't have a heart, I don't think I'm gonna bet. But I figured with a heart and him sometimes having 10s, which I think in general is a good hand that he should be calling with. He could maybe have a hand like 8-7 suited, 6-7 suited. And basically I thought, okay, I basically will always have some equity. So I decided actually to go for the jam. Finning called and I was actually dead because he had ace-5 of hearts. Then we had the all-in that we chopped. We had the pocket 10s, which was a little bit dicey. But one of these spots where you kind of already know, like, okay, basically when you jam and he calls, you're not in good shape. But the thing is, there's already 1.3k in the middle. So sometimes when you jam, he's gonna fold. Sometimes when you jam, he's going to call with worse. Maybe then in this case, ace-9 suited. Sometimes maybe with a combo draw or a regular flush draw. So yeah, taking that in consideration, I think we have a jam. Sometimes he has 10s himself, but then he will have the 10s with the heart. So we're not doing that great. But overall, definitely not a printy spot. I would say on 10-20 against these two guys that are willing to battle, I probably cannot fold. If you're playing on a little bit lower stakes, I think the check raise here can be definitely constructed way too value heavy, and I think you should definitely be watching out, especially versus a bit more of your tighter, more passive opponents. I would be very hesitant to get my money in here on the flop. So I wouldn't mind to make an exploitative fold there versus a passive player. And then obviously we have the famous hero call, Mr. Soy Me Mama. You see that the king queen, so far so good. And I think here on the turn we could definitely be stabbing hands like 4s and 5s. 4s and 5s I think are mainly 5s. And actually I'm opening all 4s and 5s probably, given the fact that there's a recreational 3-bet. He didn't 3-bet to that big, and we're a little bit deeper. Maybe 4s. Usually I draw the line for myself with 5s, so 5s I will always have. I will definitely be able to stab that on the turn. Rene River Jack rolls off. I think, for example, he maybe also thinks it's more likely that I'll bet Jack 10 on the turn than King 10. And that I'm always betting the river when I river a Jack. So for example, if I'm always betting the river when I have a Jack. But I think specific, for example, I don't like having King Jack because I don't think the King is very handy. I mean, actually it turned out to be quite handy, but I think a hand that is going to see bet, check, call, check, fold most of the time is Kings, King, Queen. I don't think blocking Ace King is very relevant because he's usually barreling that himself on the turn. Like I said, Ace 4, Ace 5, I think are also his main folds. So if I would have 5s, I don't think I would have bluffed the river. So yeah, then it's Ace Jack. ace queen. Ace queen is just a very big part of my range. But yeah, definitely a spot that I could be over bluffing if he thinks that 5s is in here as well, or king jack suited is in here as well. But then again, if I have king jack suited, I also have king 10 suited, right? But definitely not a spot versus your average opponent that I would suggest playing the hand the way he did. But hey, he called me down and he won, so all respect to him. So yeah, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Don't forget to check out Bennebeat's stream, which is going to start in about an hour. I'm not 100% sure where he's going to stream. Just keep an eye out, poker. He's going to be talking about mental health in poker, and he's going to donate all the donations that you guys can make to charity. So go over there and donate some money to the guy. I think mental health is something that's very important for poker players, as, I mean, there's various stories, right, of poker players kind of getting a little bit depressed and all, I don't know what not. But I think actually this is not only for poker, this is more life in general, right? When you're being so obsessed about trying to get very good in something, yeah, there's always like some mental health issues laying around the corner that you kind of have to watch out for. So without further ado, go there, check that out. I will see you guys back Friday, where we're gonna do kind of the same concept. I'll be playing, and then the end of my stream we will tune in. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep on doing. Let me know if you guys liked this format, playing higher stakes, or if you say like, hey, listen, I don't care, I thought the 500 Zoom show is nice, because obviously it's gonna be a little bit less entertaining, I would say, because I'm a little bit more focused. For example, I don't think we played much clips. Actually, yeah, right. We played the fucking Victor clip. Go back to the bank all the time. So that ain't good. If 5 of the hero calls that I made, if one of them would have gone right, we would have played a nice little clip. So, think you don't want to block 6-4 suited, 6-3 suited, 5-4 suited, ace-5, 5-3 with the 5-6 suited hand. With the 5-6 suited hand. Oh yeah. No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that end. But so yeah, Friday we will be back, and I will just continue this format until June, reflect, and then I will also be coming with a new format for YouTube, guys. So keep an eye on that. That's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited for that. And thank you guys all for watching. Follow us on everything that you can follow us on. Check out the new YouTube video that is now up, or is going to be up in an hour, which is about turn check raising. Next week we have a new high stakes hero on YouTube, which was a video that was very well received, so I made a new one. And thank you guys all, and good luck at the tables. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and follow the channel. Go take a look at other videos that we have made. I'm sure you will like it as well. If you want to see a free 1-hour demo of the mechanics of poker, our main coaching program, go over to pokerambition.com/mechanics.